Martha Chase was born in Cleveland, Ohio in 1927. She later graduated from the College of Worcester in 1950. After that, she worked as a research assistant in the Cold Spring Harbor Laboratory in New York, which focused on researching genetics and bacteria. Working in this lab culminated in the Hershey-Chase experiment. This experiment was a series of studies conducted in 1952 by Alfred Hershey along with Martha Chase that helped to confirm that DNA is in fact genetic material. To show this, they utilized bacteriophages, which are composed of DNA and protein, and monitored how they infected different bacteria and protein cells. They labeled different samples of this bacteriophage with radioactive phosphorus and sulfur, which allowed them to track how much of it actually enters each cell. Through this, they found that most of the phosphorus was present in the infected bacteria, while most of the sulfur was present in the empty phage coats, which showed that the DNA of the bacteriophages had entered the bacteria, while the protein of the bacteriophages had stayed on the outside. These findings provided strong evidence that DNA is genetic material. It showed that DNA enters cells of organisms when they are infected by viruses, and that DNA is replicated in the cells of organisms and used to make new viruses. Because of these important findings, the Hershey-Chase experiment is widely regarded as one of the most important experiments in the history of microbiology, as this study paved the way for research into the realm of cell biology and genetics. Not long after this research concluded, Alfred Hershey received a Nobel Prize for their research. However, due to gender discrimination, Martha Chase was not recognized or mentioned in their designation of this award, despite having played a vital role in the research process. In 1953, Martha Chase switched labs to begin working at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee, and later she switched labs again to the University of Rochester. She eventually got a PhD in microbiology from the University of Southern California in 1964, and while working in California, she married and shortly after divorced a man named Richard Epstein. After retiring from scientific work in the 1960s, she moved back to Ohio, where she eventually began suffering from dementia and eventually died of pneumonia in 2003.